Here's umpire Peter Shields about to set the game in motion again. The score, Hawthorn 2-2-14 to St Kilda 2-1-13 at the start of the second quarter. It's Hawthorn leading by 1 point. A big high leap by Theodore is unsuccessful. He runs into Bussell. Bussell gets the ball clear. In comes Smith to feed the ball out wide in the direction of Dittrich. Dittrich picks up but is tackled by Marr. There's a whistle on the play and big Carl Dittrich has the free kick. Hawthorn leading by 1 point as Dittrich's kick is not a good one. It comes in towards Minot and there is his adversary Scott to put him down.
Rather nastily, I suggest.
Now Minot goes with not a long kick. Moore is in front, challenges the ball, comes down, backed up by Heath on the right boot this time. Heath into the centre of the ground, well done by Porter. Follows on, misses the run of the ball. In goes Rice, who had a change of boots at quarter time, and Leon Rice will take the free kick. Obviously a pair of boots with longer stops in for Leon Rice, finding the very greasy conditions of the MCG hard to handle. Rice towards the forward area, Hudson to climb, but out of the range of the pack. Judson goes in, Conning is in there too. Umpire Shields blows the whistle and we'll start afresh with Hawthorn in attack. 1 1/4 minutes gone.
Bounce up in Hudson territory as Minot wins the knock, picked up by Crimmins, sharks it and scores a goal beautifully. Marvellous little player, this. A figure of determination, concentration and give it everything.
My word, he read that play tremendously. You could see that Minot was going to win the knock, and you could see the direction, in fact, it was going, or he read the play so well, and he had the ball in a flash, and Hawthorn's third goal on the board, and that's an important one to them.
Yes, he roved to Minot that time, the Hawthorn vice-captain. Dittrich thumps this one down, Bussell misses it, Barry Breen under pressure, turns onto his left foot, bangs it down towards where Alan Davis and Moore are fighting for it. Bob Murray comes in running a little more freely, but the ball beats Moore over the line for a behind off the boot of Barry Breen.
I wonder if the full-back for St Kilda, Bob's had a pain-killing injection, Doug, in that quarter time period. Could well be, you know.
It could be as Scott goes up in front. Minot spoils it. Bremner now left foots it down towards the centre. A big leap there by Basenko. Desmar back on trot. Well tackled he was too. Basenko fights for it out wide. Rossi Smith gets it taken away from him. Picked up nicely in the half-back flank by Day. Out wide it goes where Colling will go out in front of his opponent Keddy, and the ball will probably beat them over out of bounds. And the first tactical battle is in the wing positions. It's noticeable Alan Jeans is playing trot on the non-attacking side for the whole match up to date. In come the big fellows. Martello been a great ruckman when he's gone for them. He would tackle, could have been St Kilda's free kick. A lovely smother by Smith. The kick off the ground is also clever football. In at centre half back comes Bussell. The big fellow's going to be gathered up and taken away from him. Nicely done, Manzi. Manzi down to the pocket and Bonnie and Parkin. Parkin can't reach it. Bonnie goes out with him. Well played, Parkin, as he fights for it. And then Bonnie dives on top of it too. In comes Davis. Down he goes. Got the ball. Hits it out wide towards the boundary line. And again it'll be thrown in. No, free kick, I think. So it's out of bounds. Out of bounds. From the throw-in. Scott doing particularly well, but over Dittrich's shoulder, and Dittrich takes the free kick. The big fellow is about 50 to 55 yards out into the breeze, a very long way. It's a magnificent kick. It's right to the 10-yard square. Up they go. Greasy ball off the fingers, one behind.
2-3 St Kilda now, 15 points, 5 points the difference. Hawthorn 3-2-20, and we're 4 minutes into the second quarter.
There's a shot of the big crowd here at the MCG today, an enormous crowd, and they're getting a decent soaking as Moore kicks in. Bremner almost does it with one hand. It comes back, however, to Pays, who's caught, gets his kick. Play on, the umpire calls, and Beck taps down to Rice. He's pushed and gets the free kick. Rice, almost from the back pocket, goes to the centre wing. Minot is there. Over the top goes Martello. Scott with a dribbly kick towards the St Kilda bench, and that's where it goes out of bounds. Right in front of the St Kilda bench, which is centre wing, grandstand side or members side of the ground. Scott leaning all over Minot, who got underneath him. Minot to get the free kick. Shields just calling Porter back on the mark. Minot's kick not a long one, but fortunately onto the chest of Smith, just wide of centre half forward. Ross Smith looking for leads, none forthcoming, so he puts the ball high in the air, looking for Murray and company. Hawthorn are in front. Umpire Shields says it's a Hawthorn mark. Kelvin Moore was the man. He was in front and had first hand of the ball. Can't find it. There it is. Moore to turn this St Kilda attack. He goes towards the members' wing again. Martello is there, punches the ball on in characteristic style, up towards the St Kilda bench once again. Leading in the race is Moran, keeps the ball inside the boundary. Rice is there, paddles. Smith with him. Out of bounds. The boundary umpire right on the spot, adjudicating there between Rice and Smith. Actually, he was adjudicating the ball, and his decision was out of bounds. It's 20-15 in favour of Hawthorn. 5.5 minutes gone, second quarter.
Yes, the Hawks lead by 5 points, and Hudson has 2 goals to go to take Pratt's record. Beck on his 19th man, down towards Angus, who did well in the first quarter. Leon Rice, a good player last time, up to half-time for sure. There's the ball over to the half-forward line, and it's helter-skelter for it now. Hudson's out after it. He gets there first before Trott. Dropped it at a critical time. Over towards Trott, who again is a great player for the St Kilda team. Gee, what a final series he has had. The ball across the centre wing now on the far side, and Day, an import from South Australia, trying to keep the ball in play despite attention from Theodore, and can't. A throw in on the centre wing. The rain is still continuing to fall and is the chief factor in this game. What a pity. Over here towards Bussell. Bussell runs into Theodore, who just stepped back in time. There's a penalty being given there, and Theodore will take the kick.
Against Bussell.
Yes. Norm wasn't very polite, and it was a little crude, I thought. And here on the centre wing, Theodore, a left-footer and a talented player last week, showing up with a kick to the half-forward line, and Big Carl spoils for everybody. It's not there when he goes back for it. In comes strongly Parkin. The ball's gone aside from him, over towards Big Carl, who looks menacing as he lurks outside the pack. Parkin, however, wins a kick, but it's close to the line and close to out of bounds. Up goes Matthews, a better player today than a couple of weeks ago. The Hawks seem to be showing a ton of pace and a ton of tenacity as the ball comes back to the half-back line off Parkin's boot. Well done by Day into the open spaces. Who will get up there first? It's Colling off his knees, picked up by Hawthorn. They're back into attack after some dilly-dally, and sliding across there for the mark and taking it very well is number 8, Heath. A left footer.
Very lucky to get it.
Heath has it on the half-forward flank into the full-forward area. Nobody able to mark down. Here comes Peter Crimmins. Lion-hearted little Pete. Super Mouse in towards Leon Rice, who covers ground. And he dropped the sitter. Oh, disappointment extreme, and there he shows his feelings. He vents his feelings with a boot into the pickets.
My word, both teams are making a lot of mistakes. They're not handling the ball at all well.
There's bad luck for Rice as Martello slips at the crucial time, picked up by Porter. Porter's kick is smothered out of bounds again.
The ball must be pretty slippery, Doug.
Tremendously slippery.
They're making a lot of mistakes, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
even the chest marks have been spilt.
Yes, a very doubtful one paid to Heath just a few moments ago. Minot gets this one across towards Elliott. Elliott kicks it more down the wrong way. Cowboy just takes it. Well done, Neil. Thought he dropped at the last moment, and Neil takes a mark. He's had his hands full very much with the brilliant play of Kevin Heath. Neil, a good, strong kick out wide. Chance for Day. Day's kicking under pressure, does nothing with it. And a kick smothered there nicely once again from Stevenson. A hand pass out to Page. Page goes through his legs. Picked up by Day again. Down it goes that full forward zone. Cowboy. And that was a good mark with the greasy ball. The bulky frame of the big fellow who originally came from South Warrnambool. His kicking is long. Did reach the target. The rover behind was Trott, but it beat him over the line, out of bounds.
Still only 5 points between these two teams. Hawthorn leading 3-2-20 to St Kilda 2-3-15, and we're 8 minutes into the second quarter.
Dittrich beat Beck pointless that time. Trott falls on top of the ball. Ugly pack picked up by Pays. Pays down towards where Davis comes out to meet it. He's a long way from home. Moore's done well against him. Well played Bussell. Bussell left foots it back towards centre wing position. Robert Day goes after it. Theodore's his opponent, and Day slips over the white line. Boundary umpire in possession.
9 minutes gone, second quarter, boundary throw in. Beck and Dittrich. Dittrich with the big fist, but down to ground. It was Hawthorn who won the ball, but not a very effective kick. Trott had the chance. He was taken away from the play. Oops! Umpire Shield sorts one out of that. Gives it to St Kilda. Obviously kicking in danger, and it looks like Glenn Elliott. Elliott sends St Kilda forward. Davis in front, backing on to the punch away. A chance there for Bussell. He's impeded in his run to the ball. Might have got a free kick. Dittrich! No score.
Whistle behind the play.
No score. Umpire Shields has picked one out for David Parkin.
Yeah, but importantly, I don't think Parkin was anywhere near the action at the time. Not Dittrich anyhow, but it was bad play by St Kilda because Dittrich had all the time in the world and all the room in the world. to move in and put it through.
You might notice going around the boundary fence just out of our shot, a line of policemen obviously intent on protecting Peter Hudson should he kick an extra 2 goals. Meantime, the ball is back on the flank once again. It's in the air, tapped down by Day towards a couple of those policemen, and out it goes. 20 plays 15 after 10 minutes, second quarter.
Got 36 players on the field and about 500 police. In they go. Behind the play, it's Elliott. Elliott versus Angus. Pushed him in the side. A fair push. Headlock. Travis Pays gets the free kick that was obvious, and from the centre of the ground he'll boot the Saints into attack towards the Richmond end of this MCG, which is 196 yards in length. 10 minutes gone, second quarter, even Stevens, but the Hawks are on top at the moment. Down in front of the pack, it's Leon Rice, misses the ball. He's fumbling a bit today, picked up by Day, who's having a much better day. Onto the half-forward line, Hawthorn in front, and they take the mark through Lee Matthews. Certainly picked up his socks since the last time he was on the ground. Here, from the centre wing, he kicks the ball into the full forward area. Treachery again is the classification of the turf. Now it's gone Hawthorn's way as Marr takes the mark and will play on and trot prop for a moment. A stitch in time saves 9 for Marr, who kicks the ball close to the line, and it'll be forced out from here. It's still in play, taken by Moran. I think the St Kilda would have been better served had it gone out. Basanko throws himself at the ball and also at Marr. Like riding the surf at Waikiki here. 3-2 plays 2-3 with Hawthorn on top, 20 points to 15, and we played for 12 minutes as the umpire bounces, and Minot wins it again. Down in front, the ball's been picked up by Murray. Still on by faith and prayer, I feel. Picked up by Crimmins, probably the best on the ground so far. What a determined effort. Into the full forward area, knocked away again. Marks will be few and far between. Here comes Keddy, he's been a bit quiet. Grabbed by Lawrence, who's doing well. In goes Matthews, strong, still gets a boot to it. Into the goal square, watch them vie for it from here. Over towards Colling, he's the last man standing in the Saints' defence, clears it out in front of the members' stand. Still trouble as Rice comes in. Rice sees the ball across the line, and I think Hawthorn will be happy to take stock from here.
It's hard slogging football.
St Kilda defence very hotly pressed as Minot front position in front of Martello, out wide towards Elliott. Elliott left puts it out to centre wing position. Barry Breen, the centre half forward, plus Scott. Scott misses what might have been a good one. Oh, never a mark.
A pull round the neck was the decision by umpire Shields.
Fair enough, because it wasn't a mark as Scott, with the long hair, plastered down by the drizzling rain, comes in. He's kicked pretty well as Scott, given away too many free kicks. Chance now for Basanko. Breaks away with pace, and out wide Theodore and Robert Day are after it. Day gets the favour with a bounce, and in comes the racehorse. Beautifully done front. Out to Smith. Smith under pressure. Hotly pursued by Parkin. Smith kicks off the ground. Davis and Moore come in. Smith's got the chance again. Loses it. Parkin goes through 2 of them. Down he goes. Umpire says play on. Picked up by Moore. A great pullback. Over Trot's head it goes. Crimmins. Good mark. Left puts it high in the air out towards the boundary line. Looking for Day. Theodore to the ground. Day wins it. Day with his left foot kicks it across towards there. And Minot thumps it away. In comes Bonnie. Bonnie boots St Kilda into attack. The chance is there for Crimmins. It's all Hawthorn out there as Parkin tackled when not in possession. A chance for Trot. And now it's a free kick. And it goes to Smith. Well, I thought it went to the other captain that time, but Ross Smith is to take the free kick. He's a long way out. He's between half-forward flank and centre wing, wide out on the outer side of the ground. Bob Murray is obviously not fit. He hasn't leaped for one ball throughout the match since that one of his. He's just keeping out of the play. Downfield, a great leap from behind there is unsuccessful. Bustle slips to the ground, picked up out there and hand pass towards Bremner. Bremner's left foot goes down the boundary line. Behind is Theodore, in front Day. Day takes the mark. Day playing much better in the second quarter. Over the mark was Ross Smith. Day's long kick goes right downfield. Basanko was the leaper. Comes out, plays on, gets through a pack. Well done. In a lot of trouble, fights and scurries after it, and the umpire, I think, will bounce it. Basanko lies prostrate after his efforts.
14 and a half minutes gone. Hawthorn still leading by 20 to 15. A long time since there's been a score in this particular quarter. Here's Kevin Neal. Oh, that's a beautiful hip and shoulder by Martello. Neal bounced off and then kicked it out of bounds on the full. He was stunned. That's the best bump of the game so far. Now Desmar to take this free kick. Had 5 kicks in the first term. Kicks forward. St Kilda pays up behind. Scouting down is number 15 Moran. Off the ground by St Kilda. Was it on the full? Yes, it was, says the boundary umpire. Take the free kick. There's Marr. Still going for Hudson. Lawrence behind him. Hudson almost on fingertip in front of his knees. Now Neil emerging from the pack once again. A strong defender for St Kilda. Puts it back and a St Kilda mark to Stewie Trott. Trott goes through the centre, back towards half forward. Bussell dropping back on Breen, had the front call. Down on the ground comes the football. Matthews goes in, meets his opponent. Down on the ground, Elliott gets the hand pass, interrupted by Bussell, who paddles cleverly forward. Hawthorn had the chance, but in comes Bonnie. Dittrich there to Shepherd. Bonnie sends forward again. Behind the pack, a lovely mark to Robert Day. And a 15-yard penalty.
And this is tough, bruising football at the moment. No beg pardons.
There's Day about to take the free kick. Once he can see where he's going, the trainer's supporting him by the Guernsey. Where am I? I've got the football, so I'll kick it. That's the big story on the half-back flank. Day is a long way from the scene of the action. They're just pointing him in the general direction.
He might be slightly concussed, you know. He doesn't look too...
Yes, he doesn't look too healthy
steady
at the moment. But that's not the kick of an injured man as he sends forward for the Hawks once again. On the ground, Judson. But Maher, once again, winning a lot of kicks. But this one is to no avail. Out of bounds it goes. 16 and a half minutes gone, and it's still 20-15 in favour of the Hawks.
You know, we haven't had a score for 12 minutes. That's an extraordinary lapse. A battle of defenders, therefore, as Martello goes in from behind against the opposition. Minot picked up by Martello and dropped just as quickly. Now over towards Angus. Angus is heady but can't get rid of it quickly enough. Basanko trapped him and took the ball from him. St Kilda wrest the initiative again. They're into the forward area. Will they score this time? Kept out by Big Beck on his 19th man very early in the game. Over here onto the half-forward line. It's open spaces and Porter gets the run. He's through on Moran, but has lost the ball because he pushed Moran, evidently, and there are hoots from all round. Moran has the free kick. This is the first time these sides have met in the grand final, so history has been written there, and the police are ready, should it be written again, with Hudson getting 2 more goals. To the half-forward line, Heath. Oh, did he ride that beautifully right up on Davis, and he took the mark superbly. 4th mark. From centre-half back, a left-foot spiral punt kick going to the half-forward line. The Hawks are back into attack, and they'll try and keep it that way. The call is Tora. Here from the half-back line, it's Judson keeping them out to the half-forward line, and Murray still propped up on one leg, but looking better as the game progresses. Goes over towards Scott, grabs him. Was he in possession? That's the verdict the umpire has to work out, and he gives it to Murray.
Oh, very technical.
Scott has gone very red in the face. On the half-forward flank, Murray with the kick. Big Carl can't take it behind. It's Bremner, egged on by Bussell. The kick comes back to the half-back line. That's an escape valve for the Hawks. Over towards Stevenson, who knocked the ball along over towards Maher, but Maher didn't get the inside running. Trott did, and Trott with Crimmins emerges as star players in the game. Over here to Bonnie, and Bonnie's taken the mark at half-forward. Still 5 points separating them. No score for 14 minutes now. And on the half-forward line, Bonnie, strong kick to the Richmond end. Just about will carry the goal square. Behind Bussell, lost it. Picked up by Ross Smith. Can he get up onto his feet? Tries hard and tough hands, and only a point.
Oh, and that was bad luck for Smith too, because if he'd handled the ball cleanly, if he'd kept his feet, it was a certain goal to the Saints.
Well, Alan Jeans has changed centre half forward and full forward. Breen's the new full forward. Kelvin Moore, the outer side of the ground. Cowboy Neal's on the ball for the first time. Should have taken that one. Minot's got the chance. Out to Carl. That's 3 ruckmen. Downfield it goes towards where Rion Rice comes in. Rice does it very cleverly. Boots it downfield, and now it's Porter and Moran once again, but Pays comes in to help. Pays gets an awkward bounce. This time he takes it. He'll give it to Moran. Moran's got to wait for it, but will take it. And Peter Crimmins arrives late on the scene. Who went over the mark? Peter Crimmins. Jeffrey Moran. Long one downfield where Scott and Davis will contest, and Bussell was there as well. Manzi comes in and misses it. Bussell picks it up, screws it back over the shoulder. Porter's in front position. Porter gets a good bounce. The greasy ball misses it. Well, Moran dives at it courageously and over the line, out of bounds, saves St Kilda.
St Kilda not doing well enough up forward at the moment.
No, well, Coach Jeans obviously agrees because he switched them. Minot gets it over the back, and here comes one of the best players in Heath. Taken away by Smith. Smith down. Scott will mark this one, and it's a good mark. And Murray, I'm sure, should be taken off. Don Scott. A thumping kick down to Matthews. Matthews, a great mark. A truly great mark by Lee Matthews.
Murray going off, I think. He's been taken off the ground, yes.
Down it goes, and it's taken by Lawrence. Yes, Stephen Ray is coming around as 19th man, and Bob Murray is walking very disconsolately off the ground as Lawrence comes in and kids get down to Manzi. Manzi gathers in very well. Down it goes to Breen and his opponent Moore. Breen in front position. David Parker misses it. Bussell misses Breen. Breen does it again and will take a free kick, and Bussell's the man the umpire speaks to again. Norman Bussell. There goes Bobby Murray. Bad luck for the champion and bad luck for St Kilda. Both sides have their 19th man on. As Breen comes in, down towards that forward pocket. Davis got fingers there first. The ball goes towards the boundary line. It's out of bounds as Captain Smith takes it. Bob Murray, the fullback, was injured in the first few moments of the game, as was Hawken. Hawken a doubtful selection. Dittrich was up above the pack very high. Fights on and Shepherd Smith beautifully. Smith kicker smothered. Again, the boundary umpire's job to hurl it in.
This defence of Hawthorn's is close checking, it's tight.
Front position, Dittrich as usual. Theodore's the man. He's on his left foot if he can get round. He can't get round. Out to Manzi. Manzi shoots for goal. A great goal by little Manzi. There's John Manzi.
One of St Kilda's best players last Saturday in the preliminary final. Had about 24 kicks, and that was a great goal kicked by the little winger. 3-4 now St Kilda. They've hit the front again. 22 points to Hawthorn 3-2-20.
21 and a half minutes gone in this second quarter. Umpire Peter Shields about to put the ball back into play again as Alan Jeans waves his troops up towards the centre circle, but Scott wins the tap down. A chance for Maher if he was good enough off the ground. It comes to Scott short. He's manhandled without possession of the ball and will get the free kick. Wasting no time, Scott kicks towards Hudson. Hudson can't go for it the second time, tapped on, but well done by Judson as he sends back to the centre of the ground, where the mark was almost Elliott, didn't hold it long enough. In goes Minot, over goes Minot, free kick to Minot.
Against Martello.
Brian Minot, St Kilda's number one knock ruckman, kicks through the centre towards centre half forward. Dittrich is there but behind the pack. Down it comes towards Scott, who taps on cleverly towards Angus. Angus caught flat-footed, ball goes to ground. On top of it, players all in sundry, and Shields will set them in motion once again, just wide of the centre circle. Neal with strength that time, forced Scott off the ball and kicked forward. Collision of players. Now here's Breen, manhandled by Moore, pushed in the back. Free kick to Barry Breen, and he's within kicking distance.
That wasn't very well done by Breen. He should have let that ball go to the player who was on the move in the other direction.
Yes, that was Theodore.
Breen about 50 yards out. Breen's a good kick. Should have no trouble making the distance.
Ooh, what a kick.
That was a fantastic goal, a good 65-yarder in wet conditions, and from the time it left his boot, it was never offline, and the Saints go further ahead. 8 points in front now, 4-4 to 3-2 at the 23-minute mark of the second quarter.
Well, the rain continues to be a pestilence, although I suppose this Australia-wide coverage is reaching into places where you give anything to have a bit of it. Bounce up right in the centre. Up they fly, and it's knocked away by Scott to the half-forward line. Here come the Hawks again. A backhander gets it over towards Heath, and he gets it off his knees somehow, juggles it to Maher, in towards Hudson. 2 goals to go for the record. Cannon into pushed in the back. Hudson a free kick.
It was a very bad tackle. Very bad indeed.
Already he has taken one very strong knock, which just about knocked him senseless.
Look at him now, Tony.
In the first quarter, he had 5 shots and got 2 goals, which gives him a season aggregate of 149. This is the equaliser for Pratt's immortal 1934 record of 150. Hudson, 45 degrees to the line, only 20 yards out, and kicking to the scoreboard goal. And there's a tremendous cacophony from this 120,000 crowd as he boots. Hudson.
A big cordon of police right around the boundary line. And there's the board. Hawthorn now only 2 points down. 4-2-26. St Kilda 4-4-28. And Hudson requiring only 1 goal for the record.
Well, what an astonishing player is Peter Hudson. In 5 seasons, he's now kicked 598 goals, which is almost an average of 120 a season. Picked up by Rice. Here come Hudson and Lawrence. Over the head of the pack it goes, picked up by Colling. Colling out wide where Ma and Trott are having a great speedsters battle. It bounces high. Ma traps it on his left foot and screws it back towards Keddy. Keddy a long way away from Colling. Runs into Colling and tries to get a hand pass to Ma. Hits it back to Ma and Ma's got the chance. He's got 2-1 against him. Picked up by Smith. Smith kicks at Dittrich. Dittrich can go on with it if he wants to, which he does. He boots it downfield looking for Bonnie. It's a magnificent kick. A perfect kick by the big fellow. And Bonnie out wide looking for Breen. Beautifully done.
That was beautifully done.
Oh, it was perfect, Ken.
Dittrich the star in that move, that forward move. It was perfectly executed.
Well, Barry Breen, who's one of the longest kicks in football, is about 60 to 65 yards out. Kicks that spiral torpedo punt, but it's off direction. Distance is there. And what a magnificent kick is Breen. With a wet ball, he's kicked enormous distances.
St Kilda's attack looking a little bit better since Breen's gone to full forward.
Bustle's gone back to full back, incidentally, and is going to kick out. Moore goes down with his opponent, of course, to centre half forward. His opponent being Alan Davis. Bustle, of course, the outer side of the ground. It's a magnificent kick by Bustle too. Lands everywhere. Free kick. Don Scott.
Against Minor.
Scott's taken the honours. Given away a few costly free kicks, but in actual ruck battles, I think Scott and Martello have taken the honours against Minot. Half-back flank is Scott. Stuart Trott. And the great players in pressure, pushed in the back. Not allowed. Martello hits it out in front of him. Ma kicks off the ground, follows it down, hits it along the boundary line. Good football, Ma. Lee Matthews, he's over the white line. Half forward flank, and Hawthorn once again in attack. And the champ has kicked 150 goals for the season. Peter Hudson, one to break the record. Minot and Martello. Martello down in front. Ross Smith is the diving man after it. Martello's the next man who dives at it, gets the ball. Umpire is Peter Shields. Half forward flank, Hawthorn in attack. Minot gets this one down. Angus was the man who kicked it. Rice is next. Hudson and Lawrence once again. Hudson front position one-handed. Lee Matthews with the ball. He'll be forced to a left footer. In the Hudson area it must go. 3-1 against him. Dittrich thumps it down. Peter Crimmins runs into trouble, shoots, but can't get it past Smith. One behind.
And 1 point the difference at the 27-minute mark of the second quarter. 4-3. Is it 2 points or 1 point? 2 points the difference. St Kilda 4-5 to Hawthorn 4-3.
This is Lawrence, the new fullback, because they've lost Murray, taken off the field rather late, I thought, in this second quarter. He was injured early in the first, and Hawken is off for the Hawks. Lawrence kicks the ball to the half-back line. It's a high kick. They congregate for the mark. No chance there to take it cleanly. Here's Angus again. Hasn't shown out much since the first term. Picked up by Scott, who's done a lion-hearted job. Into the full forward area. Up flies Steve Owen at the second point. He's got it. Super mark. One of the best in the game so far. We've had 28 minutes of play, and it's the Saints in front by 2 points, 4-5 to 4-3. It's nearly half-time. The Hawks led by 1 point at the first change, 2-2 to 2-1. And now it's St Kilda leading by 2 points as we get close to the halfway mark. Stevenson kicking at the goals from about 45 to 50 yards out. Oh, I think he's missed the lot. That's a 21-yard target area, and he's missed the lot. Black mark for Steve-O, and Coach Kennedy, the only man to coach the Hawks to a premiership, 1961, is not too pleased.
And the free kick will be taken by Barry Lawrence. The two Tasmanians, Lawrence at full-back for St Kilda from the Longford Club in northern Tasmania, and Hudson from New Norfolk in the TFL, the southern competition. The ball from Kevin Neal's boot into the centre of the ground. Bremner, the high flyer, almost. Theodore waits on his mistake and trades on it behind, gets the ball out wide to Breen. Breen has a yard start on Bustle, but Bustle overhauls him quickly. Now it's Breen caught with the ball. Hand passes back. Bremner nowhere to go. In goes Ray, shoots for goal. Off hands, touched through. Behind to St Kilda, rushed through, and their score now goes to 4 goals, 6-30, and they have a 3-point advantage over Hawthorn, who are 4-3-27, and 29.5 minutes of football have gone.
Norman Bustle, unaccustomed role of fullback. Outer side, no, he's changed his mind. He's looking for Don Scott. It's a bad looking kick too. Manzi does battle. Bremner's the rover. To centre half forward it goes. It's not a good one. Cowboy Neal hits it down towards Smith. Smith in trouble. Gets around his opponent Crimmins. Screws it back towards the goal square. Breen from behind. David Parkin, the good captain, boots it out wide. Don Scott's underneath it. Manzi will have to contest. Pushed him in the back. Push Scott in the back, and Scott will take the free kick.
Oof.
Scott's kick again is a bad one. Moran leads in the race to the ball. Not well played. Gets it back, and it's taken easily and booted downfield there. Over the head of the pack by Kelvin Moore, and Martello takes it. Martello to Hudson. It's going to be... No, just missed. Oh, that was online for the moment and swung away at the last moment and out.
There's Manzi in the hands of the St Kilda trainers. He got a nasty one right in the face as he attempted to mark the ball a short time ago.
Attempted to mark it against big, burly, tough fashion consultant Don Scott. Barry Lawrence, the fullback who's done well against Peter Hudson. Hudson's kicked 3. Lawrence has kicked down towards the centre men. Angus in front. Desmar loses it, goes back after it, gets it again, hits off the ground out wide to the Crimmins. Crimmins taken away from him, out of bounds again. Half forward flank. Hawks in attack from the other side.
There's the siren for half-time. Only 2 points in it. Hawthorn 4-4, 28 points to St Kilda 4-6, 30.